Buckle up, everyone. We are about to see interest rates continuing to come down. The Fed meeting this week could bring great news for real estate investors. We've already seen great news in terms of rates continuing to drop. That's why I've said the spring of this year, holy smokes, get ready. Residential real estate, guys, is back, and I think we're going to see it in a big, big way. And that's after we've seen some pretty big declines in prices and the amount of volume and transactions over the past year, thanks to these interest rates. Skyrocketing. So I think right now we have such pent-up demand. I've said it, and I'm going to say it again. This meeting with the Fed this week, we're going to see some real indicators as to where we head in April and May of this year in the real estate market. Prices are low right now, relatively speaking. I think what you're going to see once we see in the next few months, when these interest rates drop, you're going to see prices on homes go up. You're going to see bidding wars breaking out. So if you're an investor, you're sitting on the sidelines right now, you've got $50,000, $100,000, and you're thinking about investing in real estate, and you've identified a great rental market, you've looked and you found a great rental property that you want to invest in my humble opinion, I would jump on these things before we start to see these bidding wars and prices continue to go up here over the next few months. Remember, we have incredible demand for real estate in the United States. Okay, we need millions of properties that aren't built, and we need them to be built. And people have been waiting and sitting back right now. Millennials have been sitting back because of these interest rates. There's pent-up demand. It's like shaking up a soda bottle right now on the residential side. I'm specifically talking about residential real estate, places where people need to live, not office spaces and not commercial real estate. That is a disaster. That's why I am not a commercial real estate investor. I've never been a commercial real estate investor. That's a whole other animal that's facing disaster right now as people leave their offices and are not coming back. So I do not invest in that way. I invest in residential real estate. Anyway, this is our Q&A episode. So we're going to take 3 questions from the audience today. You can leave us a voicemail question and we'll answer it here on the show. Just go to our website, morrisinvest.com, and right on the right side of your screen, you'll see a microphone icon. Just click on that and leave us like a 30-second voicemail question, and we will attempt to answer it here on the show. But first, I want to tell you about our friends at Lear Capital, because Natalie and I are big investors in precious metals. Yes, we invest in real estate, but a big portion of our portfolio are in precious metals, gold and silver, because of what's happening to the US dollar. It's no secret, if you're tuned in, then you need to know that experts are predicting a big recession headed our way. One economist just said, this is the beginning of the end for the US dollar. So if your savings accounts are tied to the US dollar, look out, folks. Please, please protect yourselves. And we are devaluing the US dollar faster than ever before. And last year was terrible for most investors, but 2023, 2024 could even be worse unless you're smart and you have a portion of your assets in precious metals, other hard assets like gold, silver, and real estate. And that way you can protect your financial future as these other investments start to collapse all around other people. So if you want to invest in gold, our friends at Lear Capital can get you set up and start purchasing precious metals right now, or even converting part of your IRA or your 401k into a gold and silver IRA. It's very, very simple to do. And you can call them. They love talking to people on the phone, so you can see if it's a fit for you. Give them a call today at 1-800-450-1008. There's the number on your screen. We've also set up a special website just for you as well. You can get your free gold and silver investor guide by going to learmorris.com. That's LearMorris.com. And right now, if you call and work with them, they'll get you set up with $15,000 in free bonus metals. That's right, $15,000 in free bonus metals with a qualified purchase. Again, call their 800 number today, 1-800-450-1008. And you can buy gold bars, gold coins sent right to your home, silver coins, silver bars sent right to your home, or held in storage off-site. They will talk you through that entire process. Again, give them a call today, 1-800-450-1008. Okay, our first question comes to us from Juan.
Hi, Clayton. How are you? This is Juan from Florida. I'm in my early 30s. I'm a small business owner. I'm currently investing in growing my business, and I've always wanted to invest in real estate. I have decided I'm going to do it. I was able to put aside $100,000 in savings to invest in real estate. but I need some guidance on which way to go, where to invest, which state. Also, I bought a house 3 years ago here in Florida for 100K. Now it's 550K. I don't know if I should use that equity to invest in real estate now. Any guidance, any advice will be greatly appreciated, Clayton. Thank you.
All right. Well, Juan, you fit the example I just said a second ago about if you're sitting on 50,000 or 100,000 and you're thinking about investing right now, now is the time before these prices start going up. And even if prices start going up, as long as the numbers make sense from an ROI perspective, jump in. So, look, I'm biased in this, Juan, because what our company does at Morris Invest, we specifically seek out the best real estate markets in the country. We spend years researching those markets before we ever start building new construction properties. So where we are building properties for our clients right now, we've actually just released a batch of lower cost properties around the 200,000 mark. I would reach out to our team, just book a call with our team at Morris Invest, go to the website, click on the book a call button and talk with our team and see if it's a fit for you. It's full service, so you don't have to do anything. Brand new construction properties. We recommend property management teams that we've vetted, so be fully managed, cash flowing in the best school districts in West Texas where we build and in Missouri. So again, I'm biased because we pass over a lot of markets. Where we build specifically is because we've done the research to build there. So I can't recommend to you other spots. I mean, where we are building in West Texas and Odessa and Midland and Lubbock and so forth, we vetted those areas specifically where we've been able to buy land in the best school districts on purpose. So again, book a call with our team and maybe we can point you in the right direction. And if you don't end up working with us, we can still help you, at least guide you in the right direction in that regard. But I would also say, Juan, if you don't work with us, there's plenty of videos here on my channel where we talk about what to look for in a rental market. So again, I'm just saying, if you don't work with our team, here's what you want to look for. You want to make sure that you're in an area that has low crime, has high job growth, like where we build our properties, best school districts, low vacancy rates, multiple job sources, not just one oil refinery town, but multiple, like where we build, we have healthcare systems, the auto industry, the oil industry, multiple industries that are not affecting each other, right? They're totally insulated and separate. But again, we have full videos here on the channel that can help you map that out. Your other question, though, was about equity. First of all, great job. You got a $100,000 home. It's ballooned to $500,000. Well, you can't eat that equity. So what are you doing with that equity? I mean, I would absolutely consider getting a home equity line of credit and taking some of that equity out of the property and investing in other properties. That's exactly what I would do. That's what I've done. If I'm sitting on equity like that, the reason I say that is because your rent is not going to keep up with that cost. Like you've got a rental property that's now $500,000 in value, but you can't increase the rent that high, right? The rent might have gone up a little bit, but well, how are you going to then pull the ROI out of that property now that it's gotten so costly and so valuable? Well, you pull out the equity and you use it to buy other rental properties, right? Or you consider rolling it into a 1031 exchange because now you have the opportunity. You could buy 6 or 7 rental properties with that equity right now. Think about that, right? I mean, like our properties, the minimum down payment is like 40 to 50,000. So you could then have financing built in for the rest of them. You could pull that equity out and line up 5 or 6 properties right now, or do a 1031 exchange and sell that house if the ROI is not making sense, and roll that into 5 or 6 other properties. So there's a number of different ways to slice that open. I would just talk with our team and we can point you in the right direction, Juan. But congrats, man. Sounds like you're on the right path. All right, our next question.
Hey Clayton, Maxine here. Can you tell me more about the free refinancing you're offering on properties we purchase through you right now? Thank you.
Okay, free refinancing. So because we're offering buy down credits on some of the properties with interest rates, because interest rates have been higher. So we are offering buy down credits on our properties at Morris Invest. You could get access to these record low rates as a result of that. Unless the rates fall far below that in the next 2 years, they may want to keep the lower ratings, the ratings that we already granted at sale. So you might, even if they do fall, you could keep them because you've already locked in these rates. It's a case by case basis for sure, and in large part, it's up to whether the client thinks that this is, going to occur in the market sooner or later. Like, do you think interest rates are going to drop precipitously? I don't. I don't think we're ever going to go back to a time when we saw like 3 or 4% interest rates. I mean, maybe, but I would be shocked about that. The drawbacks of a refi, of course, is that you have to pay the closing costs. So if you refinance, you have to remember that it's a new mortgage, right? So you have to then pay the closing costs to refinance again. And it's a totally new mortgage. That's totally up to you. So that may deter some investors from doing that. It's up to you. But the drawback of buying points or buy downs, it's at a cost of additional capital, which is paid to receive the lower rate. So we're taking that away. Right? And the important thing is it's simply with both offers, they have security, like with our team at Morris Invest, it's in their corner. So we're basically there to create the best outcome regardless of the market. I mean, you're getting a huge benefit either way you slice it. So again, because we have these buy down credits right now. So it's kind of someone the other day on one of our live streams asked me, do we offer any discounts? And I said, no. And then one of our team members was like, yeah, Clayton, we do, because we're doing buy down. We're doing buy down credits. And so we're actually buying down the interest rate. So they're able to lock in a lower interest rate than what they would normally get. So in that way, it is a bit of a discount. I guess I just didn't see it that way at the time. It's not really the way I picture a discount, So, but yeah, it's absolutely the case. So great question. Thank you for that. Here's our next one from Mitch.
Hi, Clayton. This is Mitch in Kansas. I love your channel. I had a question, though. I'm looking into getting some real estate, and I'm concerned that there's going to be government upheaval and maybe a banking crisis. And my question is, does it make sense to buy real estate, or should I invest in gold and other precious metals just in case I need to barter? Anyway, thank you very much.
Well, of course, the answer is always yes. I mean, I'm a huge fan of gold and silver, but also real estate, tangible assets, right? The thing with gold and silver is it's a little bit more liquid in that if you have it held at a storage facility, then of course you can, like where I have my gold and silver, it's held at a facility. It's under 24-hour lock and key and guarded, right? And if I need to sell it for cash, usually takes about 3 days. I could say, hey, I need, $100,000. Actually, we just did that recently. I just cashed out like $100,000 and I bought real estate with it. So, but I try to keep it in that family of real estate, gold and silver, precious metals, gold and silver. But again, real estate has so many more advantages over precious metals. For me, a portion of my savings, I want out of US dollars and I want in precious metals just for volatility purposes. I want to make sure that my family is safe and protected. So I'd rather not have $100,000 just sitting in my local bank, and small local bank gets gobbled up by Chase Bank or something like that. Who knows, right? I'd rather have that money in precious metals. And at least it's sitting there and it's protected. Or having it in some real estate short notes or something like that, but separate from the volatility of these small local banks. But, look, a lot of these small banks are going to be gobbled up by the big ones. And what kind of a banking crisis could we see? Could we see a lot of people running to try to get their money out of these banks? I mean, the real story, of course, is that cash, we don't have the money to back up the amount of money, the debt in our economy anyway. If you think about the trillions of dollars that is circulating in the United States government, there's no cash equivalency, right? What I mean by is if Chairman Powell or President Biden said, hey, can you come to Washington and bring all of the cash that exists? You would think, oh, it's going to be a 1-for-1, right? There's $7 trillion in the U.S. economy. then there should be $7 trillion in paper and coins and nickels and dimes and all of that, right? There should be an equivalency. There's not. Not at all. Not even close. Not even like a 20th is represented in cash. So the idea that all these people are going to run to the bank and try to get their cash out, it doesn't exist in the first place. You're going to have all these runs on the bank, and people are going to run to the bank to get their money out. They're going to find that their money's not there to begin with. And then what are they going to do? And so this is that question about the banking collapse, and are people going to freak out about that? And what does the FDIC do to try to protect all of us and all of that? So I don't want to play that game. I don't want to have my family's future sitting in a bank somewhere. God knows what happens. These banks collapse and all of that. I'd rather have my money in gold and silver and real estate. That's what's worked for 5,000 years, and I'm going to continue. The thing with real estate is that it works even when you have governments collapsing. You see this with Cuba and other countries that have collapsed. Like titles to land actually hold up despite governments collapsing. It doesn't even matter. Anyway, so that's how I feel about that. We could live in panic about it, or just have a portion of your savings in precious metals and real estate. That's my personal advice, because that's what I do. So thank you guys for the great questions. If you guys have any questions, come on over to our website. Go to morrisinvest.com and click on the microphone icon. Leave us a voicemail question. Also, if you'd like to book a call with our team and you'd like to take the plunge into full service real estate investing, we're happy to help you. Just go to our website and click on the big book a call button. That's right there. And we'll jump on the phone with you. Until next time, everyone, go out there, take action, become a real estate investor. I believe it's the number one way to protect your family and grow your wealth. We'll see you next time.